Today we are heading into Main Street Comics in Milltown, New Jersey. I've been shopping here for about 10 years. They just did a renovation. We're going to see what we can find in here. Brian's looking for
World Tree 2 and 3.
World Tree 2 and 3.
And whatever else looks fun in there.
Micronauts. I'm going to try
maybe Micronauts if there are any.
I'm going to try to buy some Fantastic Four maybe.
Well, now I'm looking for Micronauts New Voyages. I finished the original run.
So let's see what we find in here. We've heard good things about the renovation. The store doubled inside. So that was Brian's first time there. I've been going there for probably about 10 years or so. I go there to fill in holes in my back issue thing. So what did you think of the store?
It's a great store. It's amazing. I can't believe how much stuff they have.
And I can't believe he had that stuff because he must have had that stuff before he opened the second room because the store doubled in size.
Yeah.
So he must have had stuff stored somewhere. And in the past, I would message him and say, I'm looking for this. And he had like a bunch of inventory, either in his basement or in storage. And he would go and have it for me when I got to the store. He opened in 91.
Right.
So that's like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
I mean, no.
Feels like it. Yeah. No, but
30 years.
30 years, yeah.
He's been there for 30 years.
32
I believe
years.
it's the same owner. Guy's name is Mike. Nice guy. I've spoken to him many times. He wasn't there when we were there on Sunday. That's his only day off.
Right.
But it's just amazing how he doubled the size.
I was really impressed by the amount of action figures they had.
Yeah.
They had lots of the reaction figures. They had a lot of
they really did.
the new G.I. Joe stuff they had.
And he has it split up so nice.
Yeah.
Like the new room is new stuff and like
a lot of new figures.
All the
and
back
a lot of
issues.
back issues and dollar bins.
and no, dollar bins are in the old room. The
Oh
old
right,
room-
I mixed it up. Right.
Old room has
I
dollar bins.
because I didn't know I forgot what was old. What was
new room, and it's connected by a cutout in the middle
The new room is where
where we
new
walk
books
in,
are.
where the new books are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
Right.
they have the back issues and they have these just amazing looking back issue drawers. The drawers are
Oh, those custom drawers.
amazing.
Yeah, those are
looking.
really nice.
So as Brian was saying, in the original room they have the dollar comics and they have tons of action figures.
Yeah, and
Brian was caught off by the new G.I. Joe figures.
yeah, I really like them. I haven't bought any, but they're real. I really like the
What do
G.I.
they
Joe
sell for?
classified series. They're like 25.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, well, some of the nicer ones, like there was that Snake Eyes with the wolf.
Yeah.
That's like $40, but really, really nice.
And who's
figure.
making them? Hasbro?
Hasbro. Yep.
They were really nice.
Yeah.
He had some new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures
Yep.
in there. He had some vintage stuff. Toy Biz Fantastic Car.
Yep.
The full size Batcave, which I had. I bought that when it first came out.
that was pretty
but
cool.
where do you display it? That was the
Yeah,
problem I had when I
nowhere.
bought it.
Yeah,
I bought it when it first came out back in the 90s. But where do you put it?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's too big.
It's too big. You
Yeah.
can't. It's hard to display, and that's a problem with a lot of those bigger ones. Where do
Yeah.
you display them?
Right. Right.
I mean, it was fantastic.
You're gonna have to figure out where
I
to
know.
display larger sets anyway, because once you buy the old Death Star
Yeah.
set, because you're now into the old Star Wars stuff.
That room also had some of the reaction Godzilla figures that Brian's been buying.
Which, yeah, I have a bunch of those, and I still have to get a couple more.
Yeah. New-
And then figure out what the hell I'm
I
going
don't-
to do with
display them. Get the pegs like I have.
But display them. Put
them on
I don't
pegs.
have room to even put them
Put them on pegs. I have a thing now where I buy screws like this big, and then you can hang them on screws in the wall.
Yeah, I know, but you have an entire room here to display stuff. I don't have a whole room.
It's coming soon. We're going to look at the room.
You wouldn't believe
it's been requested by a number of our subscribers.
Yeah,
that
we got to get a look
show
around
off
the whole
this room.
place. Yeah.
I mean, along with Godzilla, they had He-Man, they had the reaction Willow figures, which is I've seen in a lot of places now.
Yeah.
They had Alf.
They had Alf figures.
Yeah.
Were those the NECA ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, they released those around the same time as like Dooney Terrors.
They're interesting.
Yeah, they're fun.
They had a ton of
And they're based
horror
on,
figures
I'm sorry to
too.
interrupt. They're based on the Alf animated series.
Yes, it's not based on
Yeah,
the
it's
TV
not
show.
the movie.
It's based on,
Not
I
the
forgot
live
that
action
there was
show.
an
Yeah.
Elf animated series.
Oh, dude.
They had tons
Weird.
and tons of figures. Horror figures, had a bunch of the Alien figures, Universal Monster figures, Twilight Zone figures.
Yeah, the Twilight Zone figures were great because both the ones that we saw there
Yep.
were from that one episode that's like super
5
obscure.
characters in In Search of an Exit.
Five characters in search for an exit.
Yeah.
Yes, that
It
was
the
a
clown
really weird.
and
the soldier they had. No, the soldier was in the
bagpiper. The clown and the bagpiper were the two ones they had. Yeah, and they had you didn't
excellent.
like the only figures you didn't like, and then you didn't like the Invincible figures.
Yeah, you know what? I love the Invincible comic. I love the animated series. The Diamond Select toys, I don't know, something about the sculpt I don't like about them. I don't know.
They
something
look
about them I don't really like.
cartoony.
Yeah, they look like the animated series, which
Yeah.
is fine. But there's something off about the sculpt.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you don't like that?
I don't know. If you guys have seen them, let me know what you think. I don't know. I'm a
Okay.
little on the fence because I really like Invincible a lot.
Yeah, but the figures you even said
Yeah.
over there you didn't like them.
Yeah.
That room also has shelves filled with graphic novels.
They had tons of trade
Trades and graphic
paperbacks.
novels.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been in a lot of stores. This store just had the amount of inventory.
Yeah, it was really, really, really impressive.
And the old room is impressive, but the new room is.
The new room is really nice.
It was unbelievable what he has in that room.
Yeah, I mean the custom drawers are really great.
The custom drawers are great.
and the
just the
wall
display.
books, the wall books.
Well, we're
they
going to
had.
talk about the wall books
Yeah.
because we took a lot of video wall books because I think it may be the best wall book section I've ever seen in a comic.
Yeah, they
Because it's
great
big
stuff.
book after big book after big book.
Yes.
But also in that room they have a cool area. They have like, picks, what they think you would like. So they have like
Right.
the workers' picks, which is
Yeah.
awesome. New books displayed perfectly.
Yeah, really nice.
The
Really
old
nice.
books are, I mean, those drawers are.
Those are cool.
I would love to have those down
They
here.
must have cost a
Oh,
fortune.
they must have cost. That's
Oh
when
my God.
when we were walking around here. That's what I was thinking to myself. That this is where all the money went.
Yeah.
Because the wood floors look fantastic. He redid the floors, and then he matched them with these drawers. And it
custom
just
wood
looks-
drawers
It was,
really nice.
I mean, easy to get to. He really increased his amount of space, so he has room for all of these wall books. And
Yeah.
it was just. I mean, there was
Yeah, no,
we looked and we were like,
really
"Oh,
nice.
wow, look at that! Wow, look at that!" And it was first appearance of this character. It was Fantastic Four #2, which is a
Can't believe you
big
didn't get
book.
I thought you were serious about getting Fantastic Four.
I'm serious about staying married is what I'm serious about. And then the one thing that really caught us was at the end of the room, the toy case
That was beautiful.
filled with vintage Star Wars.
Well, the top row,
With Star Wars.
the top shelf was all vintage Star Wars figures from the old 77, 78,
Including a very expensive Yak
80,
face.
the Yak face.
That was
yeah.
about $700. I had no idea it was that much loose.
There were only two that were in the package.
Yeah.
The rest were loose, but they were complete.
They were
And in
complete.
great condition.
All the loose figures were complete. He had two graded 12 backs.
Those 12 backs.
C3PO and R2D2, and
Crazy.
we actually just did a full video on 12 backs.
Yeah.
Check it out if you haven't checked it out. But seeing them in person, it's like going back in time.
You start at the top of that shelf,
Yeah.
and you work your way down. You're like, oh
Yeah.
my god, oh my god, oh my
And
god, oh my
they
god.
had they had an old Batmobile,
Yep. Yeah.
the James Bond toys, which you never see,
You never see those
anywhere.
Yeah, those are really cool.
They had the Dune Worm,
The Dune, yeah, in the package
Yep.
from '84.
the Dune Worm in the
Yeah.
package from '84. The $6 Million Man stuff was packaged.
Yep. The Energy Spider-Man or the energized
the
Spider-Man toy.
Remco.
I believe it was a Remco. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
he slides
one
on
where-
the line.
Yeah, he motorized climbs the line.
Yeah, let's watch it right now.
It's Energized Spider-Man, battery not included. Attach the spider clamp, flip the switch, and the motorized web climber starts him climbing, keeps him climbing. Energized Spider-Man, the spider web trap for lifting and pulling. The spider light, you can watch him climb in the dark and pretend he's searching for the enemy. The power pack turns on the spider copter, sold separately.
Spider-Man flies by night!
Energized Spider-Man comes with motorized web climber. Spider copter sold separately by Remco.
Warriors.
The Shogun Warriors, which we've also talked about, and I can't believe you're not buying them yet.
He had two
Why are you not buying them?
of the old Shogun Warrior toys, also complete with the missiles, both hands.
Why are you not buying them
everything? He had Guy King and he had the Great Mazinga.
Yeah,
Yeah, and both really, really great condition.
great condition.
Yeah.
But that's everything they had was in really good condition.
That was the impressive part of it, is that those toys look like they were taken out of the box an hour before we got there.
yeah, and
put on a shelf.
The two carded
It
12
was
backs
crazy.
were I mean,
There were no
looked
creases in the
fantastic.
package. Nothing. It was amazing.
He had one thing I really would have loved to have bought that I've been looking for. He had the Superpowers Hall of Justice.
That's nice.
It's been on my list for a long
Yeah,
time.
and it was in good condition
And it was
as
in
well.
good condition, and it had the box.
Yep.
So it was out of the box, but he had the box. It
Right.
was $375. I
Yeah.
didn't bring that with me, but
You're not very serious.
when we start
about it,
when we start monetizing, that's on my list. That's what I'm going to go buy. So we're talking about toys. We talked about the front room. His back issue collection was
great.
amazing. Like,
Yeah.
it looked like he had full runs. I flipped through Captain America, and it looked like he had almost every single issue of Captain America. I flipped through Super Friends, which is another one I'm putting together. He had a bunch of those, and I just saw on the website, and check him out on Facebook, Main Street Comics. He just bought an entire run of the Avengers.
Oh, wow.
So he must just buy collection. He must buy
Yeah.
so
There
many
was a lot of
collections.
stuff.
He had a lot of back issues. Like stores have back
Yeah.
issues.
No, but he had a good collection.
He
of them.
had, I mean, going back to Golden Age, he had almost all of Silver Age stuff. So if
Yep.
you could think of an issue, it was either in the drawer or it was hanging on the wall.
on the wall above the back issues too. He
Yeah.
had a lot of really nice Silver Age horror comics
But that
from both DC and
the
Marvel.
magnitude of what he has is what's impressive to me. So if you're looking for back issues, if you need a back issue, go to Main Street Comics.
Yeah, no, they got a lot of good
I
stuff.
mean, we love a lot of other comic stores, but I have never been in a comic store that has the amount of back issues.
yeah, that was the
Main
most
Street Comics
impressive
had.
part. Well, not really, because the wall
No,
books
the
were really, the wall
the
books
wall
were the
books
most impressive.
were by far I mean, the creme de la creme.
Yeah.
If you could think of an issue that should be on the wall,
Yeah.
he had it on the wall.
Yeah, I also had a lot of graded stuff too.
A lot of great stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not I'm not big into graded stuff, but I
But there are people out there who really are into graded stuff. So
I know. So if you look for graded
and you're
stuff,
in New Jersey
and
or
he had
New York,
like 9.2s, 9.6s, 9.8s. He had high level graded stuff
Yeah.
of key things.
yeah,
It was amazing what he had. Let's look through some of the
let's take a look at some of the stuff. we
graded
had.
stuff. So just looking at some of the stuff: first appearance Cyborg, first appearance Iron Fist, first appearance She-Hulk, first appearance Lobo. Graded.
have that.
I do. I actually have all four of those.
Ah, nice.
He had graded, ungraded. He had a lot of first issues. Number one, he had first appearance of Gambit, first appearance of Guardians of the Galaxy, first appearance of Null, the King in Black, which is becoming a huge, huge book.
Yeah,
Micronauts number one,
he did.
Graded
And
a 9.2,
9.2, yeah.
which is fantastic.
unbelievable from '78. Unbelievable.
Basically, every major book from the last 50 years is what I would
easily,
say.
without a doubt.
You name it, he had it.
Yep.
And if he didn't have it, I guarantee he has it somewhere in the back. And the wall books went around.
Yeah, they were all across one wall and then above the register too.
Above the register.
Yeah.
And above the register, he had Iron Man number one, Amazing Spider-Man, the first appearance of Punisher, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number one.
Yeah, which is a really cool comic to have because there were only about 3,000 of those printed.
Fantastic Four number two, Hulk 181, which is
Yeah,
what's the significance of that?
181.
Yeah.
Was that Wolverine?
That's first
It's
appearance
Wolverine. Yeah.
So it was just, it was one of those stores where you go in and you just like, every book you looked at topped the book next to it.
Yeah.
And it was not just old stuff, so it was new stuff that really has gone up in price and variant covers. And if you live anywhere near
New Jersey.
Billtown, New Jersey, take a stop in Main
Go to
Street
Main
Comics.
Street.
And if you've been there before but haven't been there since he did the renovation, go there now because it is
It's a great place for serious
great
comic collectors.
place. And it was, I've gone there many, many times, and I usually go on Saturdays or Sundays, and the last couple times I went on Sundays, I probably go there every 4 or 5 months, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because I go and I spend like $50, $60 there just buying back issues.
Yeah.
Anytime I go on Sundays, it's usually not that crowded. It was crowded.
Yeah, no, there were a lot of people there for Sunday.
And looking through and going through all the back issues and stuff.
You don't really see...
Not Sundays.
No, on Sundays, comic stores are usually not that crowded.
Wednesdays, crowded.
Yeah, can you imagine what the business is like on a Wednesday?
I can't. I hope he's been in business, like we said, for a long time. Hopefully he continues. There's definitely, if you're in the area, support him. Yeah. It's, it is a fantastic store.
Great stop.
It's like a hidden gem. Like you hear about the big guys. You hear about Zap. You hear about the big comic shops in New Jersey. You don't hear about Main Street Comics, and you should. Yeah, because it's fantastic. Yep. So we did buy stuff.
Yep, we did.
So
I bought more than I thought I would.
I know you did. You should have bought the Shogun Warrior.
I can't drop $300 on. I can't.
You said you had $400 saved to spend.
Did not.
We haven't gone to a convention. You haven't spent any money. When
I'm still buying comics.
When the channel starts making money, Brian promises he's going to buy Shogun Warrior.
I'm going to try.
We're going to go out and find one. So what'd you pick up?
Well, first off, the most important thing I picked up was finally got World Tree number 2 and 3.
So you missed those when they first came out?
I missed them when they first came out. I had 1 and I had 4.
Robert Kirkman's writing it?
No.
Right?
James Tynion.
Oh, James Tynion. I'm thinking of Void Rivals.
No, Void Rivals. Oh, that's good.
That's another good one. That's good.
Yeah. But I got World Tree 2 and 3. So now I have 1 through 4 of that. If you're not reading World Tree, you really should be. It's a great comic book. It's kind of a horror, cyberpunk
kind of mystery. We really don't know where it's going.
Yeah, no, it's really interesting.
Did you read it yet?
And yeah,
4 had a nice,
excellent
twist.
Yeah, excellent.
I had no idea.
The twist.
James Tynion is really doing some amazing stuff with this Blue Book. Some other great stuff.
Fantastic,
really good.
But that's what happens when you go to Image. You can write whatever you want,
do whatever you like. Right?
And he has this idea for a story like this, which would never fly in Marvel or DC.
Fly in Marvel or DC.
But listen, nudity, graphic killings, not for kids.
It's very violent. It is very.
It
violent.
is definitely an adult book, but it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Also, got there's no way I could pass this up. Buckaroo Banzai.
Oh yeah, so in the dollar bin areas they had.
Well, this was the complete set.
They had
area.
complete sets next to the dollar bins.
For $5, I got Buckaroo Banzai 1 and 2, which is the full adaptation of the movie, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
They should have done more of those.
Which this would have been the perfect.
It's the perfect property for.
Like the movie didn't work because people didn't know what to make of it.
Comics, it would work.
The movie is. If you haven't seen the movie, do yourself a favor.
Because what you could do with
watch Buckaroo Banzai.
do their adventures.
Yeah,
they could
exactly.
Yeah, I don't understand why no one ever.
Endless amounts of stories.
Image, pick this up. Do a Buckaroo Banzai.
Boom. Somebody do it.
Why not?
As an added bonus, this is scripted by Bill Mantlo. And the art is Mark Teixeira.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it one of his early works?
Yes. Yeah, from 1984. So the movie adaptation of Buckaroo Banzai. If you have not seen Buckaroo Banzai, I'm going to say it one more time. Please go watch Buckaroo Banzai. It is a great movie.
Let's watch a coming attraction for it.
Yeah.
President's on line 1 calling about is everything okay with the alien space cloud from Planet 10, or should he just go ahead and destroy Russia?
Tell him yes on 1 and no on 2.
Which was yes, destroy Russia or number 2?
The next thing I picked up was a full series from Image called Black Magic.
Yeah, you really got lost in those full series.
Yeah, I like full stories. Black Magic 1 through 11. This cost me $10.
That's less than $1 an issue.
Yep, less than $1 an issue. Written by Greg Rucka with art by Nicola Scott. I like Greg Rucka's writing. I really enjoyed.
Mentioned him before.
Yeah, I really enjoyed his series Lazarus and a few other things he's done. So I'm hoping this. I haven't read it yet.
Okay.
But
doesn't even look like you opened it yet.
Not yet. Pretty soon I'm going to crack this open and get into it. Good stuff. Black Magic by Greg Rucka. Well, I'm hoping it's good
It
stuff.
could be garbage. You have no idea.
No clue yet.
Was that Image?
Image Comics. Well, yeah. See, but Greg Rucka,
Yeah,
Image Comics.
you know it's going to be.
Chances
you know
are it's not going to be
you
awful.
like. Yeah.
Yeah. Unless there's some really wild misstep in it. Finally, I got the 2 issues that were put out of Clive Barker, Tapping the Vein. These are adaptations of short stories
Who put
by
that out?
Clive Barker. This is Eclipse, which was a Marvel sub-print or whatever you want to call it, imprint back in the day. Clive Barker's Tapping the Vein. These are adaptations of his short stories in comic book form. I am a very big Clive Barker fan. In fact, I have the Eclipse
You read the short
Hellraiser #1 autographed by Clive Barker at home.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Should have brought that with you.
Got it signed in 1990 by him.
You were alive in 1990.
I was old enough to drive.
Wasn't
over
that 5 years ago?
I was old. Wait, I was old enough to drive to Blockbuster Video, where he was signing things for the Nightbreed movie.
Was that taking time?
Get my Nightbreed VHS signed, my Nightbreed poster, and my Hellraiser #1 comic signed.
Because we said that's 5 years ago, right? 1990,
probably
1991. 5 years ago. Yikes.
There is an adaptation in here of what I think is one of his best short stories. It's called In the Hills, the Cities. If you like horror stories,
That might be really hard to find.
yeah,
These might not be easy to find.
might be $5. Oh, I'm sorry, $10 for both of them.
And they're more like
These are prestige format.
Yeah, they're not
foil
regular
covers and
comics.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Eclipse. That was what their thing was. Eclipse put out like more adult books in prestige format. They were a small imprint of Marvel.
So Brian did well with his first trip to Main Street Comics.
Not bad.
So what did I buy?
Let's see. What did Chad get?
I'm on a new trip, as we watched in our last Terrificon video. I am collecting The Secret Defenders.
Secret Defenders.
I think that's issue 2.
What year are these?
1990, I want to say early 90s.
Okay.
93?
Yep.
1993, because there's an advertisement for Avengers right there, 93. So that's issue number 2. Issue number 3. Issue number 13. I pretty much bought everyone they had. Issue number 14.
Oh, a cool Silver Surfer cover. I like that.
Issue number 19.
Nice.
Also bought another New Mutants, trying to finish that run.
I have that one at home.
71.
Did we talk about this on video?
Actually, we did. 'cause
Inferno is one of my favorite crossovers of all time.
Actually, I believe we talked about the exact issue, because the one I bought last time was a direct issue.
Yeah.
This is the comic shop issue.
Yeah.
That's what that says.
Nice.
How can you tell a difference? Hey, fellow confessors, sorry to interrupt our video on Main Street Comics. Hopefully you are enjoying it as much as we enjoyed making it. It was a really good comic shop. Just wanted to take a minute to discuss the difference between direct and newsstand copies. There's been a lot of confusion in the comic collecting industry as to what's the difference between the two. Collectors get it wrong, big time retailers get it wrong, and sometimes you'll see on eBay and it's completely mislabeled. So you want to be educated as to which one you're buying. In a lot of cases, they try to sell newsstand as much more valuable as direct, and it's not the case sometimes. So you have to go back a little bit and figure out how comics were sold. When comics first started coming out, they were sold at retail. You could buy it at your local drugstore, at your local candy shop, at gas stations, at 5 and 10s. Kmart sold them sometimes. So they had these UPC labels on them. And these UPC labels were used by the comic book companies, so any unsold comics in a retail outlet could be sent back to the comic company, and the retailers would get a credit for it. So anything unsold didn't matter, they would get credit for it. Back in the late 70s, early 80s, when comic shops started to come into play, they were getting comics at a discount, so they couldn't return any unused stock. They had to keep them. So in order to stop comic shops from taking their unused comics, giving them to the newsstands, and getting both the discount and the refund, the comic book companies had to come up with something to stop this. So what they did initially is they would put an X or a line through the UPC. So this means that this was sold at a comic shop. You couldn't return it. It was at a discount, so you had to keep it. So what happens is these are ugly, right? Nobody wants this in their collection. And the cover of a comic book a lot of times leads to the person buying the comic. You look at the first thing you see is the comic cover. That's what you purchase on. So what they did was the comic book companies got smart. They started putting little advertisements there, right? On the DC Comics, they put an advertisement there. This is a comic shop one. So this is a direct. This is the newsstand of the same issue, The Flash #1, back from the 1980s. See the difference? One has a UPC, one doesn't. What Marvel did was, Marvel actually decorates them. They put Spider-Man on there. There was Captain America on there for years. Here's Power Man and Iron Fist 66. There's the direct. Here is the retail. See the difference? It gets a little confusing as time goes on, right? So as time goes on, the direct market needs the UPC logos to scan them. So they start putting direct on there. So a UPC with direct on it means a direct. UPC without direct obviously means that it's from a retail. So how do you tell the difference? Or how do you tell the price difference? So what happens back in the 1970s, late 70s, early 80s, many more comics were sold at retail, not at a direct place. There weren't a lot of comic shops in the early 1980s. But as time goes on, more and more and more and more comic shops pop up. So the retail market starts to decline and the direct market starts to increase. So depending on what year the comic is from, it tells you how valuable the retail one is. So you see a lot of times on eBay or from other companies, they're selling the retail version. The retail version is worth a lot more money. So that's not true. If it's a newer comic and you have a retail, yes, that's very valuable. You can see the difference, the changes over time here. It started in 1979. About 95% of the comics were sold at retail and 5% was sold direct. Now, only about 1% is sold at retail. So if you can get, say, a Spawn #1 at retail is very valuable because there weren't many sold. I hope this cleared it up for you guys. We'll go right back to our video on Main Street Comics. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I'll see you at the end of the video. Also bought Captain America #200. This is key #1. It's a Kirby cover. How could you tell? And it's a bicentennial issue. So it came out right around the bicentennial, which was what year?
76. Yeah. I've been reading a lot of Kirby lately. I've been reading the new gods.
I'm such a fan of his stuff. Also, thought in our last video that I finished Daza, but when I was putting the issues I bought at Terrificon away, I realized I was missing 38. So I picked up 38. This is also a key #2. It's the first time she wears her new costume. It's an X-Men appearance, and it's the first Cerberus and the first OZ Chase.
That's awesome. And you know what I want to just point out real quick, just a digression. This cover really shows you what a colorist can add to artwork, because it's good penciling, but look at the way the coloring did with the light is fantastic.
This is an awesome cover.
Yeah, that is a great
really
cover.
Awesome cover.
That's her blue costume?
Yeah, the first appearance of a blue costume.
That was the costume she wore in my favorite era of the X-Men, the late 80s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you've heard the news about her, right?
I did hear the rumor.
So I think that if the rumor is true and Taylor Swift does play her in the upcoming Deadpool movie and possibly gets her own movie, you're all going to be looking for Dazzler, not just me. And I just finished the run, and I have her first appearance, and I have almost every appearance she's made, so nice. I also picked up, I think, my earliest Avenger, Avengers 94. This is key #3. It's a Neil Adams cover.
Oh, Neil, love Neil
and it's
Adams.
the first appearance of the Mandroids. And it was a little tear at the corner, but for $3, a 94, why not? Had to get it. And my last book, Avengers #118.
Nice.
Just because it was only $5 and it was another early issue. Another one I'll finish at some point.
Very cool.
So a very, successful visit
Very.
to Main Street
Yeah.
Comics.
And I suggest you all get out there and go there. If you
We
can.
will be going back one day.
Oh, yeah.
That
Yeah.
is not
I'm
the
looking forward
last
to it.
time. I mean, I go, like I said, I go every 4 or 5 months, but now to the way it looks, oof,
Yeah, it's great.
I can't
Great
wait to
store.
get back there. And there's a record store down the road, so I may take my daughter with me
Oh, yeah.
because she collects old records.
Nice.
Thanks for watching. As we always say here, love what you collect.
Collect what you love.
We'll see you next time. Go visit Main Street Comics.
Bye.